Marvel. Okay,
all right,
let's
back
get
to
back
Marvel.
Back to Marvel. So, as you can see here, the big thing is, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was announced that Robert Downey Jr. will return to the MCU, but he will not be playing Tony Stark. Instead, he will be playing Doctor Doom. On top of that, they brought back the Russo brothers, who, if you didn't realize, the Russo brothers directed all of the best films in the MCU. And they are coming back to direct 2 upcoming Avengers movies. They essentially confirmed that the Kang storyline is dead in the water. That's done. Okay. And they're bringing back RDJ as Doctor Doom, which is insane. I mean, listen, like, so part of me at first didn't necessarily know how to feel about it. Obviously, it's amazing getting Robert Downey Jr. back, and I think getting the Russo brothers was amazing to hear.
For sure.
How they're going to do it when obviously we know RDJ as Tony Stark, but let's just see where they go with it. A lot of people online wanted Cillian Murphy to play Doctor Doom, which would have been cool.
Honestly, I had thought, just by the way they were, what I was reading, that like that was just going to be a done deal. I was a little bit taken aback when the mask came off and
it was Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I mean, cool, but that's not who I thought was going to be there.
Part of me, and I saw this online, maybe they're going to do a bait and switch, right? They have RDJ come in, he plays Doctor Doom for a movie, but maybe he's not like the actual Doctor Doom, and then like, so I don't know. Let's see what happens with it, right?
He's gotta be like, he's not going to be a variant Doctor Doom.
I know. We got to bring. To me, this is how I feel about it, because we were talking about this a little beforehand, right? Where we don't want to be in the whole wheelhouse of the MCU is dead, right? But you're like, obviously things are a little up in the air. Kevin Feige was like, how do we get this back? All right, we got Deadpool out. Call up the Russo brothers. Call up Robert Downey Jr. Let's get this back on track.
Yes. I love it. And I think, it's such a complex character. And I just watched, honestly, while I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine this morning. Fantastic. Amazing. But I went back and watched the X-Men movies this weekend. We kind of had those on, and then I had the Fantastic Four on last night, because there was some, news about the Fantastic Four as well. Yes. And they put out some footage, which was awesome. And I enjoyed those Fantastic Four movies. I know a lot of people didn't, and they thought they were a little too on the cheesy side. I don't mind, like, if that's how they want to make things. Like, I'm good with a little comic cheese once in a while. But I thought, I thought the representation of Doctor Doom was perfectly fine in the Fantastic Four. But this Robert Downey Jr. taking on the character is going to, I think he will make us forget he was Iron Man. Like, this is not, this is not going to be a comparison. This is going to be him showing just how incredible of an actor he is.
And I honestly think if Robert Downey Jr. was going to come back into the superhero genre, I think this is a good way for him to do so, because, and now don't get me wrong, right? But obviously Robert Downey Jr. is getting older, so maybe there would be some physical limitations to continuing playing Iron Man. Mm-hmm. Dr. Doom is a lot more, meticulous, and all that stuff. I think it's a better sort of position for him. And I agree with you, KJ. I rewatched those original Fantastic Four movies a couple of years ago. They're great. I still like them. And Dr. Doom was great in it. So I forget that actor, but he was great. So
I totally can't think of his name, which I feel bad about. But I enjoyed how he portrayed Dr. Doom. And, I love a little Johnny Storm in my life, so I go back to those movies. It was interesting, but basically my nieces and nephews were over all weekend, and I put those on. And you know, sometimes when you put movies on and you want them to watch it, you're like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this movie because I love it so much, and you're gonna love it so much." And they were all just playing on their devices, and I was like, I'm gonna put the Fantastic Four on, and it was right, but probably about halfway through Rise of the Silver Surfer, and my youngest nephew said, "What is this? This is pretty cool." I was like, yes.
That's dope.
So he was like, next time we come over, can we watch these on watch them on the big screens? It's not a movie theater. It sounds really fancy. It's just a projector with a futon in our basement. But he was like, can we watch these in the movie theater next time? And I was like, dude, I'm never going to say no to watching the Fantastic Four.
I love it. And I'm very excited for the upcoming Fantastic Four project. Great cast all around. I've never seen the 2015 version of Fantastic Four. I hear not great things about it. And obviously, you must judge yourself. But yeah, so I'm just looking forward to the new one.
I started watching it, and honestly, I was I'm just gonna give this a fair shake. And I was 8 minutes into it, and I was like, nope.
Oh, that's not good.
I was like, nope, this is going to be as bad as everybody said. Wow. I can't do it. And it's too bad because I thought that cast was great too. You know,
it's a great cast. It's just bad writing, bad direction. I mean, there's a ton of things. Like, look at Ryan Reynolds, great actor. That freaking Green Lantern movie, not great.
So bad.
And forget his first outing as Deadpool in Wolverine 3, I think it was.
Was it Origins?
Origins, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Yeah. That was terrible. That was so bad.
we skipped over that when we were doing our X-Men rewatch. I was like, we're not doing Origins.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think Fantastic Four is just that is sort of my my shining light. Whatever the MCU is doing, it's fine. Just give us a really great Fantastic Four, right? Like that's where I'm at.
I'm very confident in Kevin Feige right now. The new Captain America movie looks great. They introduced Thunderbolts. I liked the Black Widow movie. It got a lot of bad reviews.
Did too.
I liked it a lot. David Harbour showed up to San Diego Comic-Con in a new Red Guardian costume. I thought it looked great. You gotta look it up. It looks great. Okay. So Thunderbolts looks great. It all looks great. I'm happy. I'm a happy MCU fan again.
Without spoiling anything, it was the Deadpool Wolverine movie. It was Deadpool in the MCU. And it was, you had to kind of sit back and be like, this is an MCU movie about Deadpool and Wolverine's here too. Like, how cool is this?
It feels like a dream come true because for so long of the MCU, Fox's Marvel was a way, like toys that you couldn't play with, right? And now we can, and it's just like, so happy.
Well, and they did a really fine job with giving a nice nod to what was with Fox, not knocking it. Like, it's just like, here we are. And now we get to do all these cool things. So it was fun. I thought that, the cameos, because I had heard, and I'm not gonna spoil anything because one of them got spoiled for me and I was super bummed about that. But it paced well. Of course it's ridiculous and you could probably break down the plot and be like, oh, was there really much of a plot? There are holes there. It's fine. But I thought the people that they put in it had a reason to be there, not just like oh, we're gonna throw this person in too, and oh wow, that for a second. Like they actually, I felt like they cast it thoughtfully to introduce Deadpool into the MCU. So that is all I will say about that. I already told Patches that I need to see it again because there are so many one-liners and just little quips, and like you can't take it all in because it's happening and you're still taking in the fact that you're watching Deadpool in the MCU, but there's still all of that witty dialogue and funny quips, and it's a second watch kind of movie in the theater.
I'm very excited. My mom and I are going to go see it a few weeks from now. And I just can't get over the fact that Kevin Feige's like, yep, let's have an R-rated Marvel movie. Let's just do it at this point. I mean, let's go.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And he let them do what they needed to do.
That's good. That's good. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see this movie. This whole San Diego Comic-Con with the Marvel panels really kind of just renewed my joy for Marvel. Yeah. So very, very pumped.
I felt like overall this was just a really big, I mean, San Diego Comic-Con's always big, but I feel like the last couple of years, the news coming out of it was kind of so like, okay, I guess that's good. And this, I don't even know, like props to all of you over at Geek Vibes Nation, because I don't even understand how you were keeping up with everything.
I have to give a huge shout out to Jeremy and also Gaius, and who were there at San Diego Comic-Con. And then also Kanan. Anytime you're on our Geek Vibes Nation Twitter, that's him posting it, everything. So they did an amazing job covering everything. I'm super stoked. And if I could do a little plug, we soon will be dropping. Jeremy was able to speak to the star of the new Hellboy movie. Ooh. So that interview will be posting soon to our YouTube channel.
Very nice. Yeah.